Are you ready? Are you ready?
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Good morning. Good morning. My goodness, do we have a market today or what? All right, guys. So what is happening right now is actually the reporting of the consumer price index coming in year over year at an actual of 3.9%. The forecast was set to be a 3.7%. And I mean, to tell you the truth, it's not up. It's the same, right? The prior was 3.9. We just came in at 3.9 again. We were just forecasting a potential 3.7. So to tell you the truth, it's not actually bad. We're still at 3.9. We're just not where they wanted us to be, you know. So to tell you the truth, we're still in. I think we're still on the right path. To tell you the truth, right? So what I'm thinking here is that the market is going to overreact for a possible day or two, and then it could potentially correct, right? So what I will say is that there there could be a continuation to the downside here, even at the market open, right? There's gonna be widespread panic, man, because because everything and their mothers are down, right? So this is this is quite the event happening presently, right? So not everybody knew that we were going to get the macro data out today, but it's all good, right? So please pay attention here that uh, actually we're exceeding the average true range on a daily time frame already by around $2 to $3, right? So $500.98 was the traditional market close on the SPY. We're currently at 494.15 and 494.17. All right, so I mean, we came down to cover this to close this gap here. So that's out of the picture there, right? And also huge signal giving us that potential, right? So take a look at this daily time frame, perfectly stated, a perfectly printed shooting star, giving us already that potential for a downside on the following day, right? So no problem, team. I think we this is just I honestly think that there could be just a little bit of an market overreaction for now, and then everything will be okay. So, but just expect some panic in the market, right? And then everything will be okay. But let's let's go ahead and create a little copy of this link here, and I want to go ahead and invite the YouTube team to please click on this link here and consider joining the Arca Bulls trading team, because this is where we're going to be trading, right? I am no longer trading in the light, right, per se, right? So I'm actually trading with the team all the way in the private Discord. So please go ahead and consider hitting that link. Make sure to join using your PC or your computer, and then everything will be accessible to you via your phone. Okay, so let's take a look at ticker symbol Shopify. Shop, right? This was the earnings call for 4 a.m. Pacific time, right? And you can see here that this ticker is almost down 20 points from its market close. And it also gave us a quick little signal there too. Huge bearish engulfing on a daily time frame. Reported just a few hours ago here, and it's completely capitulated. There could be some panic selling on this as well. Okay, but know that at some point we're gonna do a kind of a violent pullback and then a continuation. Okay, so there's always that potential as well. Keep your eyes on Shop. That is definitely in play. Ticker symbol NVIDIA. This is NVIDIA, right? We are actually falling in the expected downside that we were already talking about here, right? So please notice that this is the regression that we drew to kind of pick out a potential head and shoulders formation that has a downside target of about 691.46, and we are currently on the way to that, right? So 702.58 is the present low, and it still has downside momentum for us to consider, right? So NVIDIA, another one of those tyrants to keep an eye on, right? So now ticker symbol TSLA, currently falling, everything just like everything else, right? Let's see if it can actually continue on its drop here, right? But I will say that as soon as Tesla starts to peek its head beyond that 180.11, there could be a continuation to the down here of actually a pretty with pretty dangerous speeds, right? So I would say to keep your eyes on this right here, because shorts will trigger right under that 180.11 for a shot down to 175, and I will say that it is of probabilities is definitely on the table, right? So I need you to be very careful with what's next here. I think I see a temporary area of support located right between 178.30 and about 177.53, I see that as an area for us to bounce, validate the resistance of 180.21 before a continuation to the downside, where we can actually face anywhere between the 175.06 to about 174.42. Okay, so this is quite the dangerous ticker, and there could be some continuation to the downside. Hold on just a moment here. I'm noticing something really weird in the YouTube chat. Okay, all right, we're doing okay. Okay, yeah, so that's what it's going to be here for ticker symbol TSLA. Okay, team. And now regarding our play ALB, right? This is one of those plays that we were trying to get ourselves prepared for a continuation to the downside, and it looks like it may be ready for us to observe that, right? So let's go ahead and pull that up. Let's see. I think I'm going to use this right here, right? Oh man, yeah, ES coming down way low. I expect this to hit a support of about 49.55. This thing is nasty, right? Yeah, at least there, 49.55 to maybe around the 49.50 area. We could be seeing a potential bounce or continuation to the downside from that point. If it does continue lower than that, I expect a 49.34 ES. So please be very careful and very mindful how you trade today. For my green traders, for my beginner traders, CPI data days are usually not the ideal days for you to trade if you do not have experience trading the markets in a very volatile manner. I would suggest, as an entertainer, that you observe the markets and observe the behavior based on macro data releases like these, because you'd be surprised that a lot of the times you'll notice that the price action will completely reverse at points that you were not expecting it to reverse from, right? It's quite the different play when playing the futures. When playing the macro data, right? So this was the big fish, the big kahuna as far as data is concerned, right? CPI year over year is definitely something that we look forward to, and absolutely something that moves the markets. But please remember, psychologically speaking, we did not meet the 3.7 expectations, right? We did not meet the 3.7 expectations. Okay, but I need you to remember that the expectations were a little low, and we still maintained the 3.9 that we were at prior to this read. Okay, so we're still at 3.9. Okay, so that also gives you a hint that there may be an overreaction, but I do think that we still have pressure to the downside based on a macro sell-off here. So I would just heave deep caution. Okay. But yeah, options is saying over there, this will make you a better trader. Oh man, this will grow a couple calluses too, right? I completely agree. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other tickers here, because for example, CoinFox yesterday asked us to keep an eye on ticker symbol CVNA for Carvana, and I will say that it's already over 5 points below its traditional close yesterday, right? So please notice that 55.28 was the close yesterday, sitting at 50.50 right now. It is at a very nice support, but it does have another area for it to kind of bounce from, right? And I would say that zone is located right around here. Just a sec. Respect on my name. Right about here. 48.50 to 49.18. Failing this would introduce the targets of about 46.18 or 46.04, right? So if you get that 46.04, I think the range would be 45.24 to 46.04, and this thing would actually experience some type of a bounce here to validate the resistance of the 48.64 to 49.29 before a continuation to the downside. But that's going to be over the span of maybe a couple days here. CoinFox is saying Carvana 46 target. Completely agreed. This has a little bit of an area here to consider a bounce, right? So if this continues to the downside, expect a bounce around that 49.15. Validation of the daily gap between 51.70 and about 52.50. It's a long way up, right? But it could validate that resistance and then continue to the downside here to fulfill that $46 target. Okay, so right now the potential benefit is that the bears are in the prowl, right? The bears feel that this could be a single direction day, right? But what I mean, the smart ones know that it's never a single direction. But if we are ready to point out a continuation to the downside, then this might as well be it, okay? Because of the read on the CPI. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things here before we continue, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at ticker symbol META for Meta and see what it's got going here on the hourly time frame. Actually, let's pull up the daily and see what's good in the hood, right? So yes, oh man, look at this. It is currently near one of our inflection points, and we were actually talking about a chop area at 455.95. It is currently sitting, Meta is currently sitting at 457.65, which is just about 10 points off of its market close, right? This is absolutely low, and there could be a bounce from this right at the bottom side of around 453.29, right around here, 452.93. If we can get a bounce from that zone, then it would be okay. But I will say that if this thing starts to fail beneath that area here, this is complete inflection, right? So failing the 492 here would result in some deep price action for Meta, and I don't think it would be actually very friendly, right? So this, if the bulls are presently in Meta holding long, I would express deep concern in failing this 452.93 zone because you are at risk of complete capitulation at that point. Okay, and that would be, I would even look at this with something even as small as an hourly closure beneath that 452.93. This is in complete danger of failing all the way to the downside here. Okay, we are talking about a massive 50-point gapper. Okay, so please be careful. I know that it probably won't be possible over the span of one day, but you'll be surprised what panic can do. This thing has an almost $14 average true range on a daily, right? So that average true range is probably going to spike the moment that we hit the market open in about 11 to 12 minutes. So I'm expressing again huge concern over the bulls positions in the following hours. Okay, I need you guys to be very, very careful over what's to happen next. Okay, I don't know how else to say it. But this is really putting a lot of pressure on the markets. Oh my goodness. That's right. Options is saying right now that all the puts are printing right now. Absolutely. Every short call position that there is existing is printing massive aggressive gain. This is going to be a huge gamma ramp at market open. Okay, so if you are holding puts, I would completely suggest for you to close position at the open because that implied volatility will not be greater than that exact moment there. You can always reposition, right? That's speaking if you're holding any type of if you're holding longer expiries, then you still have a chance there. But I'm just saying, team, a 10-point drop, that's a shock to your gamma and to your implied volatility. That is an implied volatility crush. All right, pump for you, crush on the calls. So please consider your positions at the open. Do not freeze. Make sure to realize those gains if you are holding it. I'm personally not holding any type of positions overnight here because I didn't know what the hell was going on, right? You can always speculate, but it's overall just a little bit of a gamble, right? If you are following the markets, they know. Then you potentially have an idea. So, anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at one more ticker here. I do think that we have space for one more. So, team, why don't you go ahead and let me know what ticker you'd like me to look at here, and which one do you think would be the one of higher probability for a play? Let's see. We already took a look at, SPY. We looked at the ES, Carvana, Meta, Shop, NVIDIA, Tesla. You know what? We could look at ticker symbol MSFT and see how that's behaving too, right? That could be another potential play for us as well. So let's go ahead and do that. MSFT, let's roll it up. MSFT, here we go. So it is actually at 406.31 at a massive 10-point drop from its close on yesterday's traditional close, right? Every single ticker, by the way, is beneath its EMA 97, SMA 5, EMA 20, SMA 50, EMA 200, and SMA 200 on the 5-minute. Every single last ticker that's affected by the broader markets are currently below those moving averages. So this is a massive opportunity for day traders, right? So yeah, take a look at this, right? I do see an inflection point. I would say not an inflection point, a critical support located at 402.54. If Microsoft continues here, I definitely see some pressure to close this gap here one more time. Let's point that out. Right about here, Microsoft could dip down to $399.42 to $400.46 if this zone gets failed. Of course, we have this as a primary inflection here. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply a line there. 397.30 starting to fall beneath this zone here. We would fall into the supports of around 393.62, and it's a potential. It is definitely not off of the cards right here. It is a smaller average true range. You're looking at around 670, but it's not it's definitely not completely out of the question for us to assume that it can continue. It's already down 11 points, or 10 points right now, right? So it's just it's just about the sentiment, right? We have to follow the guide. We don't know if it's going to ride up to the upside here real fast. We do not know if it's going to continue capitulating, but whatever that is, be patient. Wait for that first candle, right, to print. Then see the reaction, see the guidance, see how this thing is moving, because people are going to be slapping each other like freaking crazy at the first minute here. This thing is really going to express some high volatility. So I want to point out two things that you should look at, right? A price imbalance, right? A fair value gap. So this wick low, right, compared to this wick high, right, that red one there, the space between this area here, that's a fair value gap, right, or a price imbalance. So if price does move up, there is a potential to face resistance at that point, right at around 408.01 before it continues to the downside. Okay, I'm just giving you areas that you can use for potential movement. All right, just know that. Okay, know that. And let's see, do we have a little bit of a slower mover here? Amazon should be gapping down like crazy too, right? So daily time frame, 172.34 was the close, and Amazon is getting dangerously close to a potential drop. This inflection point here gets failed. Oh, here it is, right? 167.41 low. If we start failing that Amazon low, this thing is in danger of falling all the way back down to 161.69. Not sure that it can happen over one day, again, because this is a very small average true range. But there is that potential, right? It's almost $4 in average true range right now. That is probably going to spike at the open in about 5 minutes, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and start getting ready here to close the stream, and I'm going to get over to the Arca Bulls trading team. Please remember to hit that link in the chat, right? And please join the Arca Bulls trading team right now. We're going to be the entire team is already in there right now waiting for the plays to come in. All right, you guys. So I wish you a safe trading day, and please remember to practice proper risk management when trading volatile days today, like the CPI release today. Right? Please be careful. Please be careful. All right, team. So let's go ahead and sign out here. Thank you, YouTube. If any questions, you know where to reach me. Okay. Please be safe. Be well. I'll talk to you soon. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever. Ever. I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well. A very, very good rest of your day. And I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah.